Hello, this is cbradiomagazine.com. We're going to do a video review on the PC122XL radio by Uniden. This is an older radio. It's no longer in production. It is a favorite out there, people. This radio used the same board that you'd find in the Cobra 146 GTL. It's also the same board that actually they use in the Uniden Pro 810E base radio. That radio is basically a PC122XL in a larger base box with a power supply. This radio has been really popular in the past. It's a very solid sideband performing radio. It gets good modulation. It has very good receive, and one of the biggest selling points on this thing is its size. Now I've put it on top of another radio here that I just reviewed. The TR696FD1, which has more about the size of a regular Cobra 148 or Uniden Grant type size, and you can really see the difference in the size of the radio. The Uniden PC122XL is probably, if not the most compact, one of the most compact sideband produced radios ever for CB. Very small size, and I'll even lift it up here and show you in terms of the back, it doesn't even go as deep as the other radios do. And a lot of people like these because they fit nicely in different areas where normally you may not be able to mount a larger radio. The radio itself, fairly simple configuration. It's got your 4-pin microphone, volume, squelch, RF gain. You've got a clarifier. You've got your channel control. You've got your display. This doesn't have a standard mechanical meter. It does have an LED type meter. You've got a PA-CB option over here. You've got a ANL, NB plus ANL type setup for noise control and noise blanking. You've got your mode selector for AM, sideband, upper sideband and lower sideband. So not a whole lot of bells and whistles in terms of controls. It is missing a mic gain. You can adjust the modulation inside the radio, but if you're really wanting to make some fine adjustment to mic gain, it's probably suggested to use a power microphone that has an adjustment on it, and that way you can kind of control where you are. Let's just turn it on real quick. We'll give you a quick look at the radio. Meter itself, as the signals come in and out, the meter lights will light up on the LED. With modulation, you'll see that the LEDs will light up and move towards the end, let you know in terms of modulation and outgoing signal. That's pretty much all you're going to see in terms of function and form on the outside of the radio. Let's open it up real quick and I'll show you a couple tuning points inside. Okay, this is the inside of the radio. This is the Uniden PC122XL. We've removed the power cord, of course, as always, and we're going to point out everything using plastic tuning tool. Basically, for tuning this radio, if you need to go in and adjust the dead key on AM, or if you need to adjust anything, it's pretty simple because on the board they have labeled everything in terms of AM power, ALC, and AMC modulation. Basically, I'll point them out real quick though. At the back of the radio here, this is VR10. That's going to be your AM power. This is your modulation. It's VR5, and this is your ALC, VR6. Up front here, I'll show you the frequency locations real quick in case you get one of these older ones. They do tend to go off frequency if they've been sitting for a long time and been exposed to elements or whatever, but you may run into it slightly off on sideband or something. On tuning these, basically this is going to be your AM frequency control. Your upper sideband is here, and this is L18 on the AM, upper sideband is L19, and lower sideband here is L20. So those would be your adjustment points, if you need to just adjust slightly and get it back on frequency. These radios really have no drift whatsoever. That's one of the really neat things about them. They're super stable on sideband. I had this thing out in the car this winter testing around and with it, and every time you go out you can turn it on and you're right on frequency, and that's one of the awesome things about these for a CB. They just have amazing stability. So yeah, it's one of my favorite radios. Its size and its ability to have nice clean signal, great modulation. Some of these, I've seen them swing up to 18 to 20 watts depending how they're tuned, without any distortion, and they're just great little radios.